with the numbers. Now comes the big moment. Modi has set a target, ab ki baar 400 par, and he set a specific target for the BJP, which is 370. Now your projection looks like this: 335 for the NDA, 166 for the India Alliance, and then there's the 42 others. Of course, you have made this point before that a leader has to set a bigger target than perhaps achievable for his troops to even reach perhaps what you're projecting. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Ab Ki Baar 400 par and the numbers that you're actually finding in your survey?
Barkha, that might look like improbable to me, but it is not impossible. It doesn't look like impossible. For a simple reason that I am always a conservative person as far as the seat projections are concerned. So what the screen in terms of vote share to seat share conversion is actually, believe me, a conservative estimate. Having said that, this conservative estimate is one funny thing, observation, Barkha. When I was listening to Prime Minister's speech, Ab Ki Baar 400 par, the second line that humko kam se kam 370 milengi, and that kind of struck to my mind. And I was looking at 14 and 19 figure, and I realized in both the occasions, the NDA alliance numbers were only about 30 seats more than the BJP. So what 400 par and 370 has, that Prime Minister is saying NDA alliance will be 400 par, BJP will be 370, means what? 30 seats more than the BJP. So this increase of the share, he is not counting in or not expecting in for the alliance partners. This increase in the numbers, he is expecting for the BJP. That's very interesting.
And in many ways, your survey keeps to that pattern, because in your own survey also, there's only a 30-seat difference between the BJP's tally and the NDA overall tally. And the increase, if we can just look at the party-wise, this is the seats, if we can just look at the party-wise percentage of vote share, what the Prime Minister has projected may differ in the number of seats, but it follows the same pattern. Your survey follows the same pattern as his, in a way. Yashwant?
Absolutely, and eventually the turnout, the relative turnout factor will be an important factor, because the places where BJP is winning by 50% votes, they might be polling 60%. Where they are polling 45, they might be crossing 50%. But most importantly, in about 25-30 seats, which are marginal seats, which the BJP lost by a very less margins, they are likely to swing the BJP way. So whenever we call that North is saturated, Barkha, it's not really saturated. When you look into the North Indian numbers, it's not a saturation number. Saturation number is a complete sweep. When we call saturation, okay, Rajasthan saturated, Gujarat saturated, UP is not saturated, MP is not saturated, Chhattisgarh is not saturated, Bihar, Jharkhand, they are not saturated. So what I feel, if this in terms of campaign and everything goes in the line where they go for a saturation performance, in that case, obviously this number, these tallies will go up, can go up, will go up as and when Prime Minister starts campaigning and then when the turnout really happens. So that is likely to happen. Then the battleground states, the two big huge states of Maharashtra and West Bengal, they account for almost like 50 seats, which the BJP is not leading at this point of time. They account for the huge number where BJP is going to put its entire might in terms of campaign, resources, turnout, and everything that is possible. So it's not impossible. That's what I'm trying to say. Looks improbable at this point.
Okay, so the 400 par is not impossible. It looks improbable, but can I ask you a question? If you look at the Congress, from 52 to about 71 at the moment is what it looks like. The BJP, pretty much the same, up 1, which means the Congress is gaining, if these numbers hold, at the cost of non-BJP parties.
That is true.
Which calls into question the logic of the India Alliance.
Exactly. That's the contradiction. That's the problem of the India Alliance, that they and the Congress at this point of time are sharing the same vote bank, and no regional parties worth its salt wants the Congress to recover. because they know if the Congress recover, it will be at their expense. So look at where Congress is gaining. They are gaining largely in the states of Telangana, they are largely in the Karnataka and Bengal and the southern states of Kerala and in case of Tamil Nadu. So all these gains are basically south of Vindhyas, and that gain is also coming at the expense of regional parties alone. So that's a contradiction of sorts, inherent contradiction, and that is
And
why it is
yeah.
not working out.
Yeah, exactly. And briefly looking at brand Rahul, in your survey, 33% says the same before and after. And the second leg of the yatra has really managed to annoy the allies. But to go back to this point, the point that you're making is most of the people you surveyed said no, India bloc cannot defeat the BJP, and the Congress's own slight gain is not from the BJP. It's actually from the other regional parties. So that is something that is, I think, it really speaks to, in a sense, the logic of the India alliance. If the Congress is cannibalizing the non-BJP parties, then the non-BJP parties are not going to really have much faith in the India alliance project, and we're already beginning to see that. Yashwant, briefly, because I want to end with which issues will help and hurt the BJP in
Yeah,
2024.
very briefly,
Yeah.
that this contradiction could have been overcome by magnanimity and large-heartedness of the Congress to accommodate the others and show that, okay, we are willing to scale down, we are willing to step down and understand we are weak where the areas we are weak and where we are strong, we are willing to accommodate you. So after wearing Karnataka, Congress did not give a signal of accommodating JDS. So why should JDS come to you? Congress did not give any of those things, to any of these parties whenever they came to power. And that is in contrast with the BJP, where BJP is accommodating even the smallest possible allies, even though they do not need them. So
Yeah.
that is a very big contrast, very big contrast.
Okay, we have literally 2 minutes left with you. So I want to end with the issues. The most important issue remains economic price rise and unemployment, poverty at 8%, and unemployment and price rise tying. On the positive side, we've already discussed it's the Ram Mandir, it's India's place in the world, it's Article 370. But look at this, which issue will help? Economic guarantees. Can you explain this? Economic guarantees helping the BJP
Well,
above
it's the
Ram
hope,
Mandir,
it's
above
the
Uniform
expectation.
Civil Code.
It's
Yes.
it's a hope, it's a hope and optimism. The thing is that in our daily tracker, Barkha, we have been reporting the price rise being an issue, the unemployment being an issue. But immediately after asking that question, we do ask this question: who do you think can provide a solution to this? And invariably, on each and every count, each and every issue, there are 1:2 ratio of people naming Rahul Gandhi, Congress, or the opposition vis-a-vis Modi and BJP as the solution provider. I think this election, Barkha, is all about trustworthiness of brand Modi. Not without a reason, but that he is kind of echoing every now and then, ye Modi ki guarantee hai. It's about what Prime Minister says, and it's about how much people trust him at large. That is something very interesting because I don't think in the recent electoral history, and even we have seen that after 10 years of being in government, there is no anti-incumbency and there is a sea of salt with the higher
Yeah.
trustworthiness of the president at the top. That is
So in a way,
absolutely incredible.
yeah. So in a way, what you're saying is it's not that people don't identify things that are going wrong, and top of those things going wrong, or that they're disappointed with this price rise and unemployment, but they're still counting on Modi being best suited to provide the solutions to that. Now, finally, Yashwant, before we let you go, and your network's also bunching up a bit, who is best suited to succeed Modi? This is very interesting. Amit Shah actually ahead of Yogi Adityanath, and the only other minister with nearly 16% is Nitin Gadkari. If you just have a last thought on this, do go ahead.
Well, certainly the Hindutva factor at work, no doubt about that. But who after Modi has a multiple dimension play out, because RSS will have a say in that. cadre will have a say in that. Mr. Modi will have a say in that as well. However, certainly there is a big push on Hindutva right now. As we know, Yogi Adityanath shared the stage in the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. Amit Shah wasn't even there. Everybody was asked to remain away at that point of time. And there is a push to Adityanath because of the ongoing pro-Hindutva way right now. Amit Shah has played out on the cadre side. He was the party president. He is looked down upon as a Chanakya who knows the thing. He needs to take his popularity a bit higher notch via his ministry's performance, it seems. Right now, where there was another question, has the agencies, have they been being misused of sorts? There is sentiment of negativity as far as the uses of the agencies are concerned, and somehow that is landing at the doorstep of Amit Shah as well. There is a connection to that in that way because he heads that ministry. So I guess that BJP has plenty of the popular names out there, and the same thing, the options. What about Modi or after Modi? Option is still at strongly in perception among the masses. But what after the Gandhi? Who after Gandhi? That thing in a position rank 5. That remains a huge void and a question mark.
Huge void. And very briefly, because it's already past the time that you gave to us, the central issue of this election, right? Hindutva, welfareism, nationalism, or is it, as you said, brand Modi, brand Modi, brand Modi? What is the central issue?
I think this is all this and brand Modi. Brand Modi trumps it all because they feel like 370 delivered by Modi, by Modi, common civil code will be delivered by Modi, and above all these ideological lines, all the welfare schemes, Modi takes the credit, gets the credit of them, and if they are feeling the heat of economic stress, if there is a stress indicator, 70% of the household saying they are finding it difficult to run the rasoi, in that way, even in that despair, the hope for solution lies in brand Modi for them. So that hope is there, that optimism is there, and that optimism is converting into the punchline of Narendra Modi saying, "हम 2047 का भारत बता रहे हैं और ये मोदी की गारंटी है." I think he has stacked that up pretty well, and he is gonna likely to win that mandate purely on his performance and also the optimism that he is giving the hopes to millions and millions of the Indians at the bottom of the pyramid who see that right now it's not that good, but we hope that it will be good.
That's very